by Jamie Carragher.
It's generally an annoying truth. It is generally an annoying truth, and I'm going to go into it. Truth of the matter is that those who vote for the Ballon d'Or, we are looking at, especially for the journalists, we are looking at, on the FIFA ranking, top 100 countries that are in there. They've got one rep from each country as a journalist voting for them. That list is largely dominated by European countries. Straight away, those from the African bloc are disadvantaged. Straight away. So that's a fact. Secondly, when you win the AFCON, right, it hasn't necessarily given any player the leverage to be counted better than another player who has played in Europe. And these are facts. That's what I'm saying. It's an annoying truth. What Jamie Carragher said that I disagree with is when he says, or when he tries to say, the AFCON is not a major tournament. The AFCON is every continental tournament is a major tournament. But then you can now start comparing Europe's major tournament and Africa's major tournament. Which one is bigger? They certainly are not the same when you look at the numbers. So you can go into those comparisons.
What numbers are we looking at?
Oh, you're looking at revenue, you're looking at coverage, you're looking at a lot of things. You're looking
is that what defines quality or best, though?
No, it counts. It's part of it. It counts. It does count. Yeah. But you see, when it comes to continental tournaments, nobody in Europe can tell Africans or can tell anybody in the world how Africans feel about their AFCON.
Yeah.
It is my Ghana playing. It means more to me than when England are playing the Euros. I cannot explain how an Englishman feels about the Euros. I can't explain how a Colombian feels about the Copa America. So when Jamie Carragher tries to pretend to understand what it means for those playing in the CONMEBOL or the Oceanic competition,
or what is big or what's not big.
What is big or what is not big? It is misplaced.
Yeah.
Because Ghana didn't go into the AFCON and I'm saying that Keto Kriku has failed us. Because Ghana didn't go. That is what it means because I'm a Ghanaian. The AFCON means so much to me. If you go to Europe, it does so. But the reason I say it's annoyingly the truth is that when these people have voted for or are voting for these awards, the AFCON, to be frank, it has counted for little.
And my problem, and I don't understand why. Is it an issue of, look, Sicho mentioned some of the factors, maybe television revenue, viewership numbers, whatever. There were over 2.2 billion digital interactions with the last AFCON.
Yeah.
It was a record. It grew by 625% from the last AFCON. It's certainly growing. AFCON is certainly, if not the most difficult continental competition to win. And it is premised on the evidence of the ones that have won it or not won it in the last few years. And you take the African countries that have done superbly at the World Cup and their performances at the AFCON. Morocco is a good example. They went all the way to the World Cup semi-finals. The AFCON just before that World Cup, they didn't even make the quarterfinals. And they had the same squad. But they simply got picked out by very unfancy teams. So in terms of difficulty level, and we play games, they increase the level, like the difficulty levels, AFCON is incredibly competitive, incredibly hard to win.
Look,
so if anyone wins it, they deserve the credit. Sicho says that might be the case. Unfortunately, the people that make these decisions just don't see it like that. Why? Why don't they see it like that?
Friends, again, I will come down to aura.
No.
Let me laugh.
Let me say. When we were playing FC 25, there are only 2 African countries in it. Like even game.
Yes.
Game. There are only two, Morocco and Ghana.
Yeah.
Morocco and Ghana in it.
Do you know there's no Nigeria?
There's no Nigeria in it. No,
there's no Cote d'Ivoire.
Look, friends, let me ask you this question. When you look at this, I made the example in terms of footballers, the numbers they are churning out, and yet you clearly forgot somebody existed, but somebody is firmly imprinted in your mind. When they say Copa America is going to start, who are you looking forward to? 2 teams. Mention the 2 teams for me.
Brazil, Argentina.
Quick.
World Cup winners, history, pedigree, big teams.
Standard.
So there are 2. The rest, nobody really cares about them. But Brazil and Argentina, They carry that aura around the competition.
Ballon d'Or contenders are playing in.
You get it? If Argentina wins the Ballon d'Or, that's a football nation with history, pedigree across the world. It's not just about Copa America. So wherever you are, you stand still and pay attention to Argentina. Pay attention to Brazil. Unfortunately for AFCON, who are the big teams you look forward to? Don't look at it from an African point of view. Global. Take yourself outside the continent and look at it. If
I'm in Europe and they say there's AFCON, I want to see Egypt and Salah, obviously.
You want to see Egypt and Salah, but
because
it is
Liverpool fan.
Thank you. It is because of what the guys
not
have
because
done.
Egypt have come to the World Cup and shown you level.
We've not done enough on the global scene.
So we don't have global credit.
We don't have global credit. We don't have global aura. When people talk about Cameroon today, you still think back to Eto'o. If people talk about Cote d'Ivoire, you still think back to Didier Drogba. Like, we don't have that consistent pedigree over the years. Like, when you are talking about Brazil, you can go from Pelé to Garrincha to Socrates to Zico to... It keeps going. Every generation gives you a genuine superstar. When you go to Argentina, the same thing. When you go to... And you see, unfortunately, I always say this thing, and it cuts across. It's not just in sports. When it comes to, there's a certain group of people who run affairs. So you can't sit in your corner and shout that they are not paying attention to you. You need to understand the space and then work around it. Yeah. It's like sitting in Ghana and saying that your music is better, so why aren't you not getting a Grammy? You are not the one giving the Grammy. You don't set the questions. The Europeans are the ones who give out the Ballon d'Or. It's what? It's the UEFA Ballon d'Or. Yeah. You can't sit here.
It's the UEFA Ballon d'Or. A few years ago, it was limited to only European players.
Exactly.
No, yes.
And you see, we are talking about...
The AFCON counts for nothing, really.
And it shouldn't be, but just that's how it is. Because the top countries on this continent, they're talking about 4-time winners Ghana. Ghana has gone to the World Cup. The best we've done is a quarterfinal. Nigeria have won, what, 3 AFCONs. The best they've done is a round of 16. It took 2022 for the world to see an African country in a semi-final. Like, it's not good enough. And when you look at South America, Uruguay has won a World Cup. Argentina has won a World Cup. Brazil has won a World Cup. Colombia has reached the last stages of a World Cup. Like, so they have that. They are not plenty, but there's the quality and the pedigree around it will immediately demand attention. Until African countries start doing well at the world stage consistently, like if we had 2 African countries in the quarterfinal, pushing the teams all the way, reaching semi-finals consistently, at least, let me say, back-to-back World Cups, then the world will start paying attention to it. Because other than that, I always say it, at the last AFCON, before we went to the competition, if you were reading the write-ups and things from the European press, they were looking forward to seeing players they know, not countries.
No, for sure.
Oh, Kudus plays for West Ham, so let's see how he does with Ghana. Salah is going to play for Egypt, so let's see.
Has to link the players to the
Premier League.
No, that's the most...
When you read the write-ups for the Copa America, do you see that?
When you rank in intercontinental competition, not intercontinental, continental competitions. So let's take out the World Cup and then rank the rest of the continental competitions. Are you saying that the undisputed number 1, as we all know, is the Euros?
Yeah.
It's just as big. It's nearly as big as the World Cup. It's huge. After that, you're saying Copa America should rank a firm second?
No, I'm saying...
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm saying
if we take out...
According to the numbers consistently, it is Euros, AFCON, Copa America. But
in terms of
according to optics and the general feel, it is Euros, Copa America. Copa America is their number 2, but they don't have the numbers to back it. So it depends.
There are also very few countries, to be fair.
It depends on the question you are asking. Are you talking about hard evidence as to which one is better?
The global feel about
the quality of competition, all the stuff. Television. Copa America can't even play the competition.
The Copa America, to be fair, is also very hard.
It's very, very difficult.
You know how long
I'm not saying it's not.
No, it is very difficult. Like,
how long it took for Argentina to win?
To just win it so that Messi can be okay. Like, it is...
So the disrespect... So, okay, so we are in agreement that disrespect is uncalled for. Unfortunately, the value of the AFCON's contribution to the Ballon d'Or, Jamie, is spot on.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm saying that it's annoyingly true.
Yes.
It's an annoying truth.
Did you watch the last Asian Cup?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was a super
competition.
It was massive. Yeah. Proper competition. Yeah. Very difficult to win. Yeah. But nobody cares. Do you know why? Because when they go to the World Cup,
nothing.
Yeah. They don't do anything. Yeah. Nobody's watching there.